Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, July 29th, 2026. I, of course, am Hammer, founder of Hammer Solutions, home of great products such as Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube, talking about what's going on with rates and pricing. Big day today, a lot to cover. We've not only got the Fed meeting, but we've got some sneak surprise attacks from those scumbags out in the Middle East, and they don't really seem very afraid of Trump, I got to tell you, or retaliation. But we'll talk more about that in a minute. Quick advice at a glance. We are still cautiously floating all loans with fingers crossed that today's Fed meeting, I said tomorrow here, but today, let me change that. Today's Fed meeting could help pricing. And it's not as likely, though. Stick around. We're going to go into more detail about that. But that is kind of the gist of what we got going on. If you're here this morning, say good morning. Welcome to all the live folks. Love having all of you here. If you are watching the replay, don't forget, give me hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. And don't forget to smash that like button. Tag your LO friends, comment, all that good stuff. Otherwise, we're going to jump in and get started. Ron Siegel said, is it cold out there? Actually, it's 68 degrees, Ron, outside with the window open. I actually threw my sweater on because I was being lazy and I had a high-level shirt. And I really just didn't want to advertise for another company. I have to get some of those made with Hammer Solutions. They're just long-sleeve tees with the hoodie, and I just, it's very comfortable, so I wear that. But otherwise, I got the air conditioning cranked down in here, so yeah, it's chilly in here. Nearly 100 degrees out by you, dude. That is nasty. Oh, that's nasty. Ron Siegel says today is National Lasagna Day. One of your favorites, but some might prefer National Chicken Wing Day. All right, we're going to come back to that one, but feel free to post in the meantime. We got two great questions of the day. What's your favorite flavor on a chicken wing? I'm just a basic buffalo guy. Not too hot. I don't want it to burn my face off. If I can't taste anything, then it's not worth eating. If I'm going to cry by eating them, that's not fun. So what is your favorite chicken wing flavor? My wife likes garlic parmesan. I dislike those in a big way. I think they're slimy and gross. And of course, who doesn't love lasagna, right? Meat lasagna. It's got to be meat lasagna. So we'll come back to that one. You guys tell me more about it in the meantime. So glad to have you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let me jump in all the, where's my get started button here? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about what we got going on this morning. We'll start off with what happened yesterday. Quick recap. What happened yesterday? All right, so we're going to zoom in here. And yesterday we were in a good spot. You could see everything in front of this yellow line here. That is a crooked here. All right. So everything in front of the yellow line here. This is what happened yesterday. You could see pricing came out right about here, right around 10 a.m. Eastern time. Generally is when you're going to see pricing come out. We had a really, really nice uptick through the morning. All right. And with bonds peaking right here around 12 p.m. Eastern time, you can see that right here. And then they gave up a little bit. I'm going to put it in red because it is a little bit. They just, kind of gave up a little bit through the day. Still ended the day, though, up on the day, positive on the day. There were a lot of reprices better yesterday. I think it was somewhere around like 40 or 42 reprices better yesterday. Hold on a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So anyway, there were about 40, 42 reprices better yesterday. The lock advice at the end of the day, remember to sign up for our text alerts, www.ratetextalerts.com. You can also use this cool QR code over here. But if I take a look at the text alerts for yesterday real quick, let me pull that up and show you guys what that looked like here. So taking a look here at the text alerts, the end of day text yesterday, let me bring this up a little higher so we can see it together. All right. So the wrap up text yesterday said bonds improved on the day, opening the door for many lenders to reprice better as the afternoon went on. Markets are growing optimistic that shipping traffic could resume through the Strait of Hormuz. In fact, Brent crude oil prices was down to $84 yesterday. Pushing oil prices lower, slightly reducing speculation the Fed would need to hike rates tomorrow, which is today, or even in September. Floating holds some risk. Yeah, if I had only known. But tomorrow could be another good day. We were poised to have a great day. If you want to make sure that you are getting text alerts like this, sign up at ratetextalerts.com or use this cool QR code over here. If you're on your phone now, take a screenshot, go back to your photos, press and hold it. It'll open for you. We will be sending out texts this afternoon. We've got the Fed meeting, of course, going on. That means reprice risk on the day today is high. Come on, we got everything going on here. All right. So rate sheets today, as you can see, we're down about 12 basis points on the day. That's because oil prices, they were at about $84 yesterday to end the day. You can see that right here. Oh, you can't see it. There you go. Yeah, actually you can. Let me make this a little smaller though. We were at about $84 yesterday, and now we are up close to 90. I want the squiggly line. There we go. We are up close to about $90 now. Big jump overnight in the price of oil. Why? Because of them darn falutin tootin Iranians, the what do they call that? The IRG, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Fired multiple ballistic missiles at American troops in the Middle East, in Jordan, actually. The U.S. said its forces were targeted by Iran overnight. Washington and Saudi Arabia struck Tehran-backed militias in Iraq, abruptly ending a days-long lull in hostilities. It wasn't a ceasefire, but we were in a really positive place. Everything looked good that we were going to get more ships moving through the Strait of Hormuz, that maybe we wouldn't have the problems in the Red Sea with Bab el-Mandeb and that strait. But that's all over now. That's all over. So reprice risk on the day is high. I'll come back and talk about those damn Iranians in a minute. But we've got the Fed meeting today, and markets are going to be really reading into Warsh's comments. Remember, the big difference between the current Fed chair and Powell, the past Fed chair, is that Warsh does not want the Fed to provide forward guidance. He doesn't want them to basically create self-fulfilling prophecies. So he is very, very clear about not providing forward guidance. The Fed statement has been even more abbreviated than usual. The last statement that we got, the first under Kevin Warsh. Today we will have a Fed statement, a possible Fed rate hike. Markets still believe there's a shot. They're pricing in hold on, let me put on current. And there you go. They're pricing in a 35% chance that we could see a Fed rate hike today. I absolutely doubt that we will see a Fed rate hike. And Sean said, I like how you talk about Iran like Yosemite Sam talked about Bugs Bunny. Well, you know what, man? They are what they are. So, but yeah, I mean, so we're still, markets are pricing this in. More importantly is what we're going to see in September. So markets are pricing in an 80% expectation, only a 20% chance that the Fed would leave rates unchanged by the September meeting. Markets expect an 80% chance for Fed rate hikes. Depending on how this rolls, we could see some movement. Now, yesterday, I was all excited that bonds had room to improve, and we were looking to see a relief rally that if the Fed didn't hike rates and if we saw anything that was not quite as hawkish, I was looking for a relief rally that would have helped bonds to continue to improve yesterday and would have kept this chart going up this way, would have kept things moving. However, with all this shit going on over in the Middle East and these guys, Iran gambles on escalation with surprise attack on U.S. forces, airstrikes targeting Americans in Jordan show Iran's Revolutionary Guard is willing to risk Trump's retaliation. Trump came out and said that we were going to, let me see, what was his actual comments? Where are they here? Let's see which one I have them under here. He said that we were going to come out and beat him, basically. Let me see what I've got. I've got it in my written lock advice. Let me just pull up my written lock advice real quick, and we'll look at that together and kind of go through that. So where is my written lock advice? There it is. Okay. So sorry, y'all. I would have liked to have had this prepped a little bit better, but all right. So here you go. Taking a look here together. Let's see. Trump said that Iran is going to get a beating. They are going to get a beating, and we'll be hitting them hard. And I think he said that on Fox News. And I know my Trump defenders are going to get mad at me, but okay. And so what's he really going to do? Unfortunately, this takes away all of the positive momentum we were building, where markets were pricing in the idea that ships were going to start getting through the Strait of Hormuz, that we were going to see oil. Oil prices went back up, and we were in a position. Oil prices had dropped a lot. They went from hitting that peak right here on the 23rd, which was Thursday. They were over $100 a barrel, and they had dropped all the way down yesterday to $84 a barrel, and that could have kept going lower. Could have kept going lower if we didn't have all this crap going on out there in the world of sand. However, $84 a barrel, and bonds had room to improve further. We didn't see them continue to move lower as oil prices moved lower, and it looked like traders were kind of holding back to see how today's Fed meeting went. And we were really hoping to see a relief rally today. So that's kind of gone out the window. Bonds have not gotten as bad as you would expect when you see oil go from $84 a barrel up to $90 a barrel. We would have expected a little bit of a bigger jump here. In fact, the 10-year treasury yield ended yesterday at 4.61. It's currently just barely like 4.62. Right now, you could round it up to 4.63, but really, it was just up to 4.62. Not a big reaction because we already had a cushion. It was already baked in. We were already expecting to see that. And then mortgage-backed securities down 15 basis points. But that cushion and using up that cushion means it's much less likely we're going to get that relief rally today. So for now, though, I am still cautiously floating to start the day. There's no point in locking now. Let's see. The damage is done. You either locked yesterday after reprice is better, or we were waiting to see what today brought. And let's see what happens this afternoon, but be ready to lock loans. Anything closing the next 15 days, if we start to see things slip, lock them. Don't hesitate. There's nothing that we want to play games with. Now, anything that's 15 to 30 days, what about the second half of August? What else is going to come into play? We're going to start with today's Fed meeting. Next week, we've got the labor data, including BLS jobs data on Friday. We've got August 12th. We've got CPI inflation data, which saved our bacon this month when it showed actual deflation, not disinflation, which is lower inflation, but deflation, where prices actually go down. We saw that for the first time in forever. But this next CPI reading, again, especially depending on what's going on in the Middle East, if there is continued escalation and military escalation, it's not likely things are going to improve. So right now, the outlook over the next month or so, immediately we want to just cautiously float and see what today brings, kind of reassess, but it's going to be based on risk, and you're going to be looking to lock some loans again. This could very easily, we don't have to worry about having these, I'm going to call it a skirmish, right? The U.S.-Iran war flares up again while Saudi Arabia strikes Iraq. And they didn't strike. This is misleading. They didn't strike Iraq. They struck Iranian forces. Hey, they struck. They're like kids. They struck Iranian forces in Iraq, or Iranian, what do you call it? The Tehran-backed militias in Iraq. So, that there's a big difference. We're not dragging Iraq into this war and, going after both of them now. Iraq is actually not the bad guy in this one. So we're going after Iran, right? So we've got that. So depending on how all this goes, my friends, we'll see where all this bothers and kind of figure it out. But we've seen these skirmishes before, was where I was going. And tomorrow or by Friday, we could be back to, they really want a deal, because of course, what does Trump say every time? They always want a deal. They're, and I'm sure that there's part of it that's true, but they can't want a deal that bad if they're also attacking us in the middle of the night. So it just kind of, I think that Iran wants to extend this thing and keep it going out there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I know Ron Siegel's not shy. I'll look at your comments in a minute. I think Iran wants to extend this thing out. They really want to. They want control of the Strait of Hormuz, and they want to charge tolls. And they're trying to get with Oman over there to do that. And it's a can of worms. He opened up a can of worms on this one. I don't think that they were very close to threatening, nuclear weapons that threatened us. And if they didn't threaten us, why are we over there? But I don't know. This all seems like a mess, my friends. All seems like a mess to me. Ron said, you mean the media is delivering misleading info, right? I know. And again, I take it with a grain of salt. I am not somebody that, unless you see it on CNN, then it's true. Actually, the only place that you can count on getting true unbiased views are either the Onion or the Babylonian Bee. Those are the two places that you could trust. Otherwise, you can't trust it. Let's see. Definitely don't want to make an agreement. Yeah, they don't seem like they want an agreement. I'm with you, Angela. We're talking about, does Iran really want to make an agreement? Do they really want, they don't. They're not in that much pain. And I don't understand. I know I'm going to sound like some kind of evil warmonger, but I don't understand this whole rules of war thing. Like, if you're my enemy, I'm going to end you. And if we are really concerned about Iran and we're there at all, we should be going nuts, blowing up bridges and power plants, and we should send them back to the dark ages. That's my attitude. That's war. If you're at war, that's war. Otherwise, everything else that we're doing, this is flirting. I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm a very simple person. Like, you don't walk up to somebody and, you get into a fight and you go, okay, and you go, oh, and you punch him in the arm. Like, no, if I'm going to get in a fight, I want to knock you out. That's it. So I don't know. I don't get it. I'm just a dumb redneck. So what do you expect from me? Rod Siegel, we need to move. What really needs to happen? Regime change. Yeah. And that's a huge thing. And why are we doing that? And is it really necessary is a great question, but that's one that's not for us to talk about on this show. Maybe we should talk about that on your radio show. Yeah, we talk about that. All right. Insert eye roll emoji here. I don't know if it was something I said, or I can't put I got to put the I think it was about the talks and the whole Trump thing. So, but anyway, all right. So my friend Sean, my friend Ron Siegel said today is National Chicken Wing Day. So let me know, my friends, what is your favorite flavored chicken wing? Wings, hot but not burning, then after fried and tossed sauce on the grill a few minutes to get a char and tighten the skin. Hey, yeah, I agree with you. Smoked and rubbed, I agree as well. Love a good smoked. We have a brewery by us, Cidery Brewery, actually. And it takes them about a half an hour to make the wings because they're grilled, but they're grilled and they've got such a great flavor to them. Very, very good. Bobby J. Jones, I don't understand what y'all see in garlic parm wings. I think they're nasty. I just think they're nasty. Does anyone else agree with me that garlic parm wings are nasty? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, what is your favorite? My favorite, I like a nice buffalo, but like a Frank's hot sauce type buffalo. I agree. Tightening it up a little bit, like Sean said, is not bad, but I don't mind them wet. My wife always complains she doesn't like wings wet. She likes garlic parm, but she doesn't want so much sauce that they're just dripping and oozing. She likes it like what Sean said, where you tighten up the sauce a little bit. But Sean said, I agree with Ron. Oh, wait, he meant regime change in Iran, not the U.S. Yeah, no. So anyway, that really, you guys aren't going to tell me about, there's 36 of you on. Tell me what kind of freaking wings you like. The comments help. And they keep me engaged. If you want me to be here, all right, here they come. I know there's like a 30-second delay. So Ron Siegel, garlic parm wings are good. You're gross, Ron. You're gross. Mike Tebow, sweet chili, and wife also likes garlic parm. I don't understand the appeal. Sweet chili sounds good. I like the sound of that one with Mike. So, all right, my friends. There we go. We got to come in now. Rob Wilson, Asian Zing. Those, I don't know what that actually is. I don't have that by me, but I would try that. That sounds pretty good. Little fusion-y thing going. Derek's dry rub guy. I do like me a good dry rub. I actually like the kookaburra wings, as they call them at the Outback. Barbecue is Angela's favorite. Brandy and I are going out for wings together. We're basic buffalo, just basic buffalo people. Kalinda, sweet but medium heat. Brandy, did that referral ever pan out for you? Let me know. You can either just send me you can either say it in the comments or send me a DM. I'm just curious. Let's see. Sweet but medium heat. I get that. Buffalo wings, Louisiana hot sauce. I would try Louisiana hot sauce. Plain, but some flack. Oh, plain, but lost my ability for spicy foods a few years ago. Yeah, that's well. I guess then if you're at that, I get some flack for this, but big boneless. But those aren't chicken wings. That's cut up chicken breasts, boneless. You are going to get flack for that, Peter Riley. Sweet chili, garlic parm mixed, but not wet. Barbecue wings, none of the spicy stuff for Siegel. Medium buffalo with blue cheese. Yep. Brian, you're coming out with Brandy and I. Peanut butter jelly wing, peanut butter sauce, homemade raspberry with jalapeno, grill it, smoke tighten it. That is definitely gourmet. I'm not touching it. I just am not mixing peanut butter with my wings. But for those that want to get a little gourmet and try that, kudos. It sounds very cool. I'm not mixing my things. I'm just a simple man. Asian Zing is amazing. All right, Blouser. Are you going to be in Austin? You're going to have to show me these Asian Zing wings in November. So y'all are laughing. Yeah, that's it. Buffalo, baby. Yeah, that's it. Buffalo wings, real wings, like, bird wings. So, all right, my friends, thanks for joining me. Can't believe here we are 22 minutes in. I'm still rambling. So, all right, time to get to work, you guys and me. Let's see what today brings. Make sure you're signed up for the text alerts. I've left them on the screen for so damn long because we'll be sending out texts this afternoon, keeping you posted on what's going on with the Fed meeting, and hopefully things can turn for us. Who knows? You never know, man. Things are definitely a little wavy. The good news is rates aren't moving that much, but they're moving. So we got to keep an eye on it. All right, my friends, have a great one. We'll compare notes tomorrow. Make sure you join me tomorrow. We'll talk about what happened at the Fed meeting, what markets' reactions were to it, and where we go from here. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Make it a great one. Bye-bye.